Hey guys, it's Bub here, and in this video we're taking a look at Windows XP demo. Now the Windows XP demo is a hybrid between Windows XP and Windows Longhorn that really brings a unique feel to the Windows operating system. The base image is Windows XP, but then it does have the modifications to look like Longhorn. Now, in relative standards, this is an older operating system. This was released as a mod in 2019, and Michael MJD actually did a video I just found out on this back in 2019. So here we are revisiting in 2026, halfway through the year. Let's go ahead and boot it up and see what we have here. So straight out of the box here, the Windows setup looks to be pretty standard for Windows XP, the text-based, at least ISO bootable image. Hopefully you'll get an out-of-box experience once we actually boot into the operating system. But we're going to go ahead here. It is set up as starting Windows, and let's wait until we are in the operating system. Alright, so all we're going to do is go ahead and pick our unpartitioned space. We're going to do a quick format, and that was it. So now setup is formatting our disk, and then we'll have this installed and be back when we're either in the desktop or the out-of-box experience. Alright, and here we are in that out-of-box experience. So it wants us to pick our settings. We're going to go ahead and give this a name. We're going ahead and skip over that. Fingers crossed, I believe it skipped the point where it's going to ask us for a product key, so we shouldn't need to go scour the internet for one of those. But in this out-of-box experience, we can see Windows, Microsoft Cosmo XPC. Windows XPC Ultimate is still reliable compatibility-wise when running your everyday Windows XP application. With Alki for applications, you can run or patch programs meant to run on Vista, so it looks like some level of extended kernel. As Windows was running through the out-of-box experience setup, it is asking us to go through a bunch of installers. So I guess we're just going to click OK on all of them and let's see what we get. I have no idea what I'm accepting and agreeing to, but I want to get the full Windows XPC experience here. So we're going to let everything install. And apparently Opera installed and just decided to open full screen. Alright, and here we are on the desktop of Windows XPC. The only thing I've done off screen is I went ahead and installed VMware Tools just to get a better viewing experience for you. And with that being said, let's dive into the desktop itself. First and foremost, we have CCleaner installed. I wish CCleaner was not installed, but I guess 2019 was before it came out as such a hated software. I don't know if hated is the right word, but such an interesting software. We'll go with that. Definitely something I would advise not putting on your computer if you have it, but regardless, I guess 2019 when this mod was made, it was okay. Next, we have Mozilla Thunderbird, which should definitely be an older version of Thunderbird if we go into, well, I didn't do that the right way, I guess, but okay, we have Thunderbird. We then have Opera, which, again, my theory is that this is likely a really old version of Opera here. I mean, I don't really use Opera, so I have no clue what I'm doing, but menu, that would be helpful. Yep, we are on Opera 36 for Windows XP, which copyright 2016, so it is definitely an old version of Opera built on Chromium. And lastly, we have the VLC media player installed right here. First of all, let's take this opportunity here to look at the window borders. I do like these window borders because they are like that hybrid between Windows Vista with we have these nice kind of glassy X buttons, maximize and minimize, but then the border is not arrow, it's just a standard black theme, which I do like that. We have the Windows Vista sidebar that we did not have in Windows XP, so we can add widgets, remove widgets, all of that fun stuff, including jojo.org, which I've never heard of that website before. Very interesting. And a few other ones that didn't come in Windows Vista, like the radio player, the black glass CPU meter, jojo.org, and a few other things there. Moving down to the taskbar, we have our system time. We have our Windows security alerts, our sidebar, safely remove hardware, volume, VMware tools, and then moving over to, volume, for some reason I can't get like the volume slider to open. Oh, there, okay. I say it and then I get proven wrong. Here's our standard volume adjustment. Over on the left side, we do have our start menu, which looks like Windows XP, but with a few updated icons, and of course that black XPC theme. Looking on the right side here, we have documents, recent documents, pictures, music, computer, control panel, access defaults, connect to, printers and faxes, help and support, search and run. Going into all programs, let's take a look at what we actually get on this operating system. We of course have Windows Update and Windows Update Catalog, which do not go anywhere currently. Very interesting. And this did open in IE8, it looks like, so we do have an older version of Internet Explorer installed on the machine. Continuing down this list, we have Set Access Defaults, the Windows Catalog. Nothing too crazy we wouldn't recognize in accessories, except for the fact that they changed them to XPC editions for Notepad and Paint. I'm not actually sure that there is really a difference from the regular Windows XP, but they're there. One thing that's interesting though is that the Tor Windows XP application has not been renamed Tor XPC, so that's something I want to call out there. Then we of course have CCleaner, Daemon Tools Lite, which I assume has something to do with a theme, but I have never heard of this software before, and it is updating virtual devices, finding new hardware. I don't know what that does, so we're going to continue on while that loads. Next, we have our games. So we have all of the Windows XP games. We don't have any of the Windows Vista games like Probo Place or the Inkball game. Next, we have Notepad++, nothing in startup, all the VLC media players, the Vista drive icons, WinRAR, which is something we had to install when the OS was in the out-of-box experience, and then we have Internet Explorer, Thunderbird, Opera, Outlook, Remote Assistance, and Windows Media Player. Let's go ahead and jump into our CPU and RAM utilization, where we can see I gave this VM 1 gig of RAM, and you can see here this is how much we're using and how much we have available here. Look at the physical memory, not the page file usage, because this is obviously the page file. And then up here we have our CPU utilization, so what we typically expect for Windows, jumping from 0 to whatever number it's jumping to, 0 to 5% there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our disk usage. So we have local disk C right here. We are using 4.37 gigabytes out of a 39.9 gig disk, which means we have 35.4 gigs free. Really, really good for Windows. I mean, I'm comparing that to Windows 11 install sizes today, but I wish Windows 11 took up this much space. And with that being said, this was really the overview of Windows XPC. Oh, and there's even more themes here that we can apply. For example, the XP 3.1 theme. We have an Olympics OS. Wow, there's a bunch of themes that I didn't even realize were present in the operating system. This is pretty cool. This almost looks like a modern version. We have XP Metro Breeze. Wow, I mean, like I said, I wish I would have saw this before I almost signed off here. We have a chance to look through these. This is interesting. We have a Zune theme, so it actually does look like that's pretty nice. That is the default theme that we had. OSM standard. Yeah, let's go back to the default theme, but that's pretty cool that they have those different themes there. But like I was saying, with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you have any other ISOs you want me to take a look at, please drop them in the comments below, as I love doing viewer recommended videos. If you like this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here, as I do all kinds of different technology videos, including device restorations. With that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.